Hello and welcome to Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. We arrived in Lock Haven on the evening of April 24th in search of Norfolk Southern's northbound local train H57. H57 is a Monday through Friday local freight that operates out of Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. Originally, the Bald Eagle Valley Railroad built the rail line into town in late 1857. The BEVR was a subsidiary of the Pennsylvania Railroad. The line fell under Penn Central ownership in 1968 and eventually went bankrupt and was taken over by the government-owned Conrail until the NS merger in early 1998. After waiting on the River Line dispatcher, they finally got cleared onto the main line to go north. We had hoped for a run to Driftwood, but they only ended up going to Keating. After running north out of Lock Haven, the train would follow the west branch of the Susquehanna River before meeting us again at Heiner, Pennsylvania. The next shot would be at the old Conrail Tri-Light signal in Heiner, Pennsylvania. North of Lock Haven, the Buffalo line is out of CTC service. The only signals that remain protect the railroaders from rock slides. If the track circuit is broken from a rock slide, the signal will display red, and otherwise it displays a caution yellow. We're now set up at the former site of Control Point South Keating. This was the site where R.J. Corman coal drags would await a Conrail crew for the trip south. Back in the Conrail and early Norfolk Southern days, there was an on-site air compressor here that kept the rail cars aired up while no motive power was present. If you look between the main and the siding, you'll see a former Pennsylvania Railroad signal base still standing. Keating, Pennsylvania is still home to a connection with R.J. Corman's Pennsylvania lines. Here, the railroad interchanges a small amount of freight, but coal trains make a frequent appearance across the interchange to be loaded on R.J. Corman's system. This train was 633, which we'll see later in the video making their run south into Renova. While searching for fishing locations around the borough of Driftwood, we heard what seemed to be R.J. Corman asking for track authority onto the Buffalo line at Keating. We arrived into Keating to find the RJC P01 working the interchange at North Keating. After about 30 minutes, they headed back south towards Carthals. Before getting back with H57, here's a look at them running back onto their railroad at Keating Junction. Now back with H57, we're set up in the middle of Keating siding. These guys would run light power back to Lock Haven after dropping their train for R.J. Corman at the interchange. One of the main reasons for shooting H57 was the original Conrail SD40-2 that's leading the charge south. The 3378 was built new for Conrail in September of 1978 as their number 6444. As of May 2025, the locomotive and its classic RS3L horn have survived on the Norfolk Southern system even through the new SD40-3 rebuild program. The crew wasn't particularly happy with us taking photos of their train, so we broke off the chase here just south of Renova back in Heiner. After this, we would head back north to catch the 633 now rolling south. Now set up back at Keating Junction, the crew of 633 has just arrived and are preparing to take the train south. After about 30 minutes of getting the train ready to roll, they departed the RJC holding track and headed for the Buffalo Line main. After the power had passed, we hopped in the car and headed south to the small community of Cook's Run to catch them going by at speed. After throwing the switch and picking up the conductor, they wasted no time getting out of Keating. Since this was the first time this freshly loaded train had been under any speed, the loose coal dust was visible surrounding the train for a good 15 miles as they rocketed south towards Lock Haven. The last shot before darkness fell was alongside the now dormant Pennsylvania Railroad shops that sit just north of the downtown area. The Philadelphia and Erie Railroad designed the town of Renova and built the railroad repair shops to service locomotives and rail cars. The shops were taken over by the PRR before being put out of service under Conrail ownership. The site was used as a storage yard until the Norfolk Southern merger in 1998. The site is now owned by Renova Rail Industries and sits dormant alongside most of the historic small town. Before driving back south to North Carolina, we decided to make a trip to western New York and Pennsylvania's portion of the Buffalo Line. The full Buffalo Line is owned by Norfolk Southern, but is leased to the WNY&P from Driftwood to Machias and the Buffalo and Pittsburgh Railroad from Machias to Buffalo. We're set up at the former site of Control Point North Eldred for WNY&P's Farmers Valley turn. This train runs south out of Olean to the small community of Farmers Valley. Farmers Valley is home to the International Waxes plant, which ships hot wax by rail. For the last shot of the video, we're set up at the south end of Eldred Siding. This is the last place we would catch the train before heading back to the house. The south end of Eldred Siding is a popular spot for fueling locomotives because of the cheaper fuel in Pennsylvania as opposed to Olean Yard in New York. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more videos regarding our recent trip to Pennsylvania and New York. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one.